Hi, I'm Jimmy Serrano.
And I'm Gabe Johnson. The Oak Leaf Online starts now.
You're watching the Oak Leaf Online, a production of the Media 19 studio production class. Today is Wednesday, October 29th, 2025.
Halloween is just around the corner. To celebrate, downtown Santa Rosa will have a bar crawl on Friday and Saturday night. This event is the perfect opportunity to don your favorite costume and enjoy some themed cocktails. Participating bars include Beer Baron, 440 Club, Barrel Proof, Belly Left Coast, Flagship Tap Room, and the Belvedere. Tickets are available online at crawlwithus.com/SantaRosa/Halloween. Alternatively, if you are looking to celebrate more with family, Pronzini Farms Pumpkin Patch is open 7 days a week until the 31st. They are pet friendly, so Fido doesn't have to miss out. Enjoy tractor rides, slides, merry-go-round, or their petting zoo. After some activities, enjoy lunch at their new cafe with the view of the lake or near the stage for live music on Saturday and Sunday. To see a list of all activities and events, visit pronzinifarms.com/plan. Or, if you are looking for one last fright, check out Santa Rosa's renowned haunted house, Blind Scream. The theme of this year's spectacle is Freak Show, featuring the creepiest carnival in town. And, for the first time, the entire attraction has been plunged into darkness, where visitors will only have a glow stick to light their way. The haunted house will be open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. Tickets are available online at blindscream.fearticket.com, if you dare.
Speaking of celebrating Halloween, there's nobody who celebrates better than Alicia Sims, the Queen of Halloween. Here to introduce us to her is Edgar Garcia and Heather Murray.
The spirit of Halloween comes back from the dead here in Sonoma County with its extravagant costumes, spooky vibes, and all-around fall atmosphere. And today, you'll meet someone who we call the Queen of Halloween, who is all of those webbed into one person.
Halloween has meant this time of being able to be creative. This is about just getting to express oneself and lose yourself in a character you might want to be by dressing in different costumes. That's socially sanctioned. Everybody gets to do it that day. And the veil is thin between the two worlds this time of year. Also, it's fall. It's, the cool, crisp autumn air, pumpkins. My favorite color is orange. What's not to like about Halloween? I actually don't know how many exact costumes I own. It takes up headspace throughout the year. Anytime I go into a thrift store, I am looking for costumes. So it's quite a bit at this point because I've been collecting for probably the last 15, 20 years. A friend will contact me right now and they might have an idea or they have no idea and they just come and look. And that's a lot of fun. You get to experience the collection through them because they're ooh and ah and thinking and talking about Halloweens of their past and costumes that they've wanted to do. I mean, the goal is to have a costume shop in my home, really set up fully, inviting not only friends in, but like friends of friends and people in the community. I want to have a sewing machine and I've started to expand, have more kids' costumes and more male costumes.
I have borrowed a lot of costumes from Isha. Do you want a number or do you want the actual costumes?
Yeah.
A lot. The Mummy, that's an easy one. My favorite was Little Red Riding Hood, and we had the werewolf, and we mixed that. So I wore werewolf gloves and werewolf feet. After that, there was mini vests. There was sequin dresses. Coming to her place? It's like going into your home, except your home is full of 1,000 costumes.
No, nothing. I don't charge anything. It's the joy of people participating in Halloween and the excitement of just handing that off and them looking in it and then being like, oh my gosh, That's what it's about for me. So no charge.
It is so great to have a resource in Alicia, get to pick a costume. I can come with no idea whatsoever, and she'll have something that'll work for me. She has all kinds of great accessories. So even if you have something boring like just a black outfit, she can make it look like a costume. That is super generous because not many people are willing to share their treasures that she values so dearly. And she just wants people to have a good costume. It's fantastic.
I think one of the most requested ones is a bumblebee. It's got socks and the bobblehead. I also made a pretty elaborate gnome on a toadstool, and that was a lot of fun. People were really excited about it. In fact, I won best costume at work. I'm a social worker and I work with the elderly. So this is just a real outlet for me. And I'm really fortunate too where I work. There is a group of us Halloween lovers, and we throw a Halloween party at our work every year. And so I'm on that committee, of course. I bring in costumes for my coworkers, and it's a way to help diffuse, I think, the stress of the work, because what we do is pretty intense.
And just go ahead, walk in, and I feel like a king going in the queen's closet, you know?
I'll be collecting costumes the rest of my life. I love it. I don't see an end to it.
I hope you agree that Alicia Sims is the Queen of Halloween. Have you ever met royalty so endearing?
Thank you, Edgar and Heather. Not only is it the season of Halloween, but it is also the season of college applications. Here to tell us more is our very own Elliot Robinson.
Thank you, Gabe. Now that we are almost into November, students looking to transfer by next fall have about a month left to submit college applications. Luckily, the SRJC Transfer Center has plenty of resources that can help you get there. By scanning the QR code on your screen, you can find this comprehensive calendar of upcoming events the month of November. Let's take a look at some of their offerings. If you have any quick questions or are looking to make connections with other transfer students, check out Transfer Talks. Bring a lunch, make some friends, and learn about the transfer process every Wednesday from 2 to 3 p.m. For more in-depth support, attend one of the CSU application workshop Q&As or tackled transfer sessions where you can have an advisor look over your applications for CSUs, UCs, or even financial aid before you submit. Upcoming sessions include November 4th, 13th, 15th, 18th, 20th, 24th, and 25th. Attend these sessions, you may be eligible for a code to apply to one of your schools for free while supplies last. For students applying to UCs, you can also attend a session with an advisor to look over your responses to the personal insight questions. These sessions have limited spots and require sign-ups a week in advance. Only 2 sessions remain before UC applications are due. Be sure to check them out on November 13th and 17th. Transfer counselors can also provide additional support during drop-in hours or scheduled appointments for any specific questions. For more resources and counseling information, visit transfer.santarosa.edu or stop by the Transfer Center located on the 2nd floor of the Bertolini Student Center. Back to you, Gabe.
Thank you, Elliot. Another way students can improve their odds of acceptance to their college of choice is through internships. For students who aren't looking to transfer, internships can give students the experience they need to jump into a career shortly after graduation or certification. To help connect students with these opportunities, SRJC's Career Hub is hosting a job and internship fair this afternoon. 30 employers will attend the event, including the California Highway Patrol, Cotati Rohnert Park Unified School District, Exchange Bank, and the Diocese of Santa Rosa. The fair is a conclusion to their month-long Fall Forward Career Series, which consisted of workshops to help students network, develop professionally, and find their career path. To attend the job fair, grab some resumes and stop by the dining hall in the Bertolini Student Center between now and 1:30. When students aren't working hard at transfer applications or finding internships, it is important to find time for leisure and connection. Students Kevin Ortega and Django Fleps are here to show us how some students unwind by sword fighting,
LARP is live action role playing, which is a kind of combination of sport and drama. It's done all over the world, and people generally have different themes for it. The type that I run is particularly a fantasy style with like swords and spells, but you can do LARP of any type. The type that I play is one that I developed myself, has my own game system and my own rule system, and it mostly focuses around taking on a character that you want to play in the story, and then having to navigate certain situations that you run into. Some of them involve fighting, with safe padded props that we use so nobody gets hurt. And some of them involve negotiation, and some of them involve a philosophy. And you have to navigate those situations and act them out in a real-time situation with other players who are also playing their characters and playing different roles that they're playing. So it's a little bit like a play, but a play if you didn't have a script, if you had to improvise the script, and there might be fight scenes that erupt in the middle of it, and everybody knows that that could happen.
The world of Roikron, which is we say it's the world, but it's actually the main continent that we play in, is comprised of 15 or so different countries in the game. And they're each based off of different real life places. Not exactly, but an overall idea of it. And in the world, there is a mix of real life fantasy, medieval fantasy. There's all sorts of religions in the game, whether they're real world religions or in-game made up ones. And there are all sorts of creatures in the world, whether they are genetically modified, sort of like magical mutants, or if they're like mystical dragons and elves, or just your, run-of-the-mill humans and dwarves and hobbits.
So this is LARP, live action role-playing. And beneath the joyful play acting and the athletic workout of the game, a lesson in social politics is unfolding. See, players are grappling with the problems of racism in their culture, of bias, of inaccurate source information, and a host of other principles, all in this single encounter. And the kids, it's just another day in the park, and they act and battle and leap and laugh and sing their way through these epic physical combats and intricate logic puzzles that challenge them to interact face-to-face and person-to-person in a world that is quickly becoming dominated by online platforms.
LARP has affected me mainly in ways that build me as a person, ways that have helped me learn how to deal with major changes and issues in my life, or understanding of social interactions, way to deal with certain things.
A lot of them often approach life thinking about what their actions are going to be like when they decide to do something, and if it's going to be good or not good, and also to critically look at everything that they're told when it comes to newspaper articles or things they see online. They're more critical of everything that they encounter, because they're used to being in situations where the ogres are not necessarily evil, and they have to know to look for that. Because although LARP might seem like a violent thing, because you're fighting and you're using swords and weapons, it actually is, in a lot of ways, it's the opposite of a violent activity. It tends to be something that really makes you reflect on violence and makes you have to consider what violence really means, and allows you to express a kind of make-believe violence in a safe way that allows it to kind of move through you and then let go of it. Whereas without that sort of release or the ability to express it, that kind of violent tendencies can build up into where someone actually is violent or really aggressive. And so I really think it's really useful for kids to feel like this is the place where you can hit with swords and tag and express this kind of violence, and it's okay. And then that way they don't do it in their real life.
LARP has so much area and so many things you can do, and such a wide variety of ways you can approach it, that if you just want to go in a little bit, dip your toe in, if you want to, wade in, if you want to jump in, LARP is super accepting of all of that.
Don't be too sure of what it's going to be like. It might be very different than you expect it's going to be, and that could be really good, or it might not be.
I've seen people who have no interest in fantasy hop into LARP and have a ton of fun. So I would say definitely try it if you want to.
Thanks, Kevin and Django. If LARPing isn't your style, consider checking out the cinema series. Tonight, SRJC Petaluma will be hosting a screening of Bring Her Back, a thrilling A24 horror film. The movie follows two siblings placed in a strange guardianship after a tragedy strikes their family. If you are still looking for a fright and can't catch tonight's showing, check out the exclusive West Coast premiere of Dutch mystery drama Mr. K. This claustrophobic film follows a traveling magician who finds his way into a seemingly inescapable hotel that seems to be shrinking with all of its guests inside. To watch either of these films, head to Ellis Auditorium before 7 p.m. to purchase tickets at the box office, and stick around after the movie for a discussion hosted by SRJC professor and series curator Mike Trena.
That concludes today's episode of the Oak Leaf Online. While you wait for our next show, catch the latest headlines anytime on our website, theoakleafnews.com.
Have a safe Halloween weekend, everyone. See you next time.
This has been the Oak Leaf Online, a production of the Media 19 Studio Arts production class.